It's 107 kilometres in length, comprising 7 laps of a rolling 15.3 kilometre circuit, starting in the grounds of Ampleforth College, heading out through Ampleforth itself and incorporating a taxing and possibly race-deciding drag up as the route takes the riders over Yearsley Moor, and then on through the village of Gilling and back into the grounds of the college for an uphill kick to the finish.
Jersey to defend. What are your memories of last year?
It was a tough race last year, yeah, so I'm expecting the same this year. It's always a hard fight for the National Championship because there's kind of a select few of us, so it's not like there's any hiding places. You know, there's a small breakaway generally and it's a fight from there.
It meant something to you winning last year, didn't it? That jersey, when you put it on, is special.
Yeah, definitely. I'd got 2 silvers the 2 previous years, and yeah, to be national champion is something special. You get to wear the jersey throughout Europe and people, you know, recognise you for that, so it's a big deal.
It's an individual race for everybody. Everybody wants to win, and it's not particularly, we haven't got a team tactic, it's just, you know, try and win, get to the finish and see who can do what.
It's quite a tough course. I mean, yeah, I think there's a lot of riders who can climb, so yeah.
It's a typical championships course in that respect.
Yeah, it's I think it's a bit harder than last year.
It's an individual race, isn't it? But
well, not according to the rules since a couple of years ago, but I don't make the rules, I just race, so just going to get stuck in there today.
Obviously the Olympics figure large on the landscape for all of you guys this year. Is that going to have an influence on the way this race is ridden today, do you think?
I think it'd be harder because we're all fitter, but no, I think it's an individual race, and there's still sort of 4 weeks to go until the games, and we've all got a lot of racing, so it's part of everyone's journey, and I think most of us have trained through it, to be honest. So
there is a feeling that Sharon, with her disappointment of missing out, might be the protected rider, the favoured rider today amongst your team. Would that figure?
No, unfortunately for Sharon, no. Sharon's absolutely flying at the moment, so I think she won't need any protecting. I think we'll be hanging on to her coattails.
Every woman for herself then today?
Yeah.
6, 5, and with every woman now on the start line ready to go, let's join Phil Liggett for commentary.
Thanks, Gary. Well, just going through picture on the left in the orange top is Nicole Cook, the defending Olympic champion from Beijing. She'll get another crack at it in London, barely a month away. As this rather small bunch of cyclists, 46 riders in fact, but it is the cream of British road racing, and women's cycling these days at the front end is up amongst the best in the world. Utilised as we climb up Snakes Hill away from the monastery and out towards the race start in Ampleforth itself. And now we're through there and on the climb here, and it is Pooley on the front here for the AA Drinks Leontien team, 2 teammates. And there they are now with Armistead at the back and also Sharon Laws here, and they've quite clearly gone off with a plan on the first climb. That's to break this race up from the gun, and this is what they've done. This is the back of the field, and they've only done a best part of 3 miles, and their championship at the back is over. These 3 women have gone, and there has to be a reaction. In the distance there, I can see Nikki Harris, who's trying to bridge. She's recognised the danger, but no sign of the defending Olympic champion Nicole Cook. Harris crossing the gap, a strong piece of riding here by the woman who scored well in the World Cyclocross Championship. She was 6th at the start of this year. Well, it's a team time trial here from the AA Drinks Leontien team from Holland. 3 British women, and they're waiting for no one. They've got down to business straight. Nicole Cook, realising she could have missed the boat here, now trying to put matters to rights. 16 years of age when she became the youngest winner of this title. That was back in 1999. She was looking over her shoulder for help there because these 3 women have decided to wait for no one. Well, Nikki Harris has done extremely well to recognise that breakaway. There's a group of 6 trying to get themselves together here as they come across the gap. The peloton spread-eagled. Desperate moments on this opening lap. They know they're in a British Championship now. Little bit of standing water here from the heavy overnight rain, but it won't spoil this championship. These 3 women have got down to business, and they've been joined by Nikki Harris, who must wonder what's hit her here. She's the second from the back, surrounded by 3 teammates. And look at this too. Sarah's story here, the para-Olympian, is trying to cross the gap. She also has recognised the danger of this lap 1 attack. Forward now into the village of Gilling here as we turn left and make our way towards the end of this opening lap. And there'll be many people thinking that the winning move has already been made. 4 riders coming back into the Abbey grounds to the college here, heading up towards the end of this opening lap. This is the main field, which has been drastically reduced on that only one climb of the day so far. Sarah Story coming through. She's 48 seconds behind at this point. A determined attack. And she's won a total of 5 gold medals, 8 silver and 3 bronze at swimming at the Paralympics. And Sarah's also had 2 golds in Beijing in cycling. An incredible athlete she is, holding more than her own here now in this elite championship. Nikki Harris under pressure. The 3 riders on the same team here, including the defending champion wearing 1, Liz Armistead. Sharon Laws bitterly disappointed at non-selection for the Olympic Games. And it looks as though Sarah Story wants the full road here as she tries to get on terms. Just in the distance, the following cars, she's closing the gap. That 48 seconds is shutting down. This is what's left of the peloton now, and it looks to me as though Nicole Cook is trying to drive this from the front here, realising she should have paid attention on that opening lap. Emma Pooley is a very aggressive little cyclist here. She's a diminutive rider, but she's an absolute bundle of power. She slips to the back. I think she'd probably like to see a little bit more of a work rate out of Nikki Harris. Now look at that. That gap measures just about 8 seconds. Sarah Story here, who can't really use her left hand, so the bicycle, the handlebars are specially made for her. She qualifies for the Paralympics, but her ability is such that she also qualifies for the normal Summer Olympic Games as well. She's in the distance now. Sarah Pooley has seen her coming. She steps on those pedals a little bit harder. The cheers here for Story, whose husband Barney is in the convoy of cars as well. Terrific time trialling ability. She won 2 gold medals in the Olympic Games, the Paralympic Games in Beijing. This is the working group which is trying to get up on terms, but frankly they're dropping away here. That group containing Nicole Cook has gone through nearly 2 minutes down. Now something's happened out on Useley Hill again. There's been an attack. It has to have come from one of the AA Drinks team, and looking at those 2 we left behind, thank you Mr. Cameraman, I think we're looking at an attack here by Sharon Laws. And she's been recognised very quickly by Nikki Harris, who's done a good job to get across. Harris, I thought, was in trouble, but clearly not as she gets across. And the woman doing the ride here, but is no longer in touch with them, is Sarah Story. She did get within 8 seconds. She's now fallen back to over a minute. This is the remnants of the peloton, a small attacking group there, which includes Sarah Byrne and also Nicole Cook. The chase back, this is a reaction from Pooley, taking the British champion from last year, Armistead, with her. And I think Sharon Laws has seen them coming back, so too, and there they are. And I don't think this is going to be pleasant here, because that's come and see me from Armistead to have a word with her teammate Sharon Laws. And she says, what are you doing? Taking Nikki Harris away? That's not the way to do it. Little bit of a discord there amongst the 3 girls. And still out on her own and doing the ride of her life here. That's Sarah Story, but she's losing ground, but she's still in for a 4th place finish at the moment. Now they've come through the Abbey again as we move out onto the lap number 5 here. So Sharon Laws this time without Nikki Harris. There'll be no reaction from a teammate. She's free to fly now. She's got the best part of 1 3/4 laps to hold off everybody and take the British title for the first time. These are her teammates, no reaction now. They've got Nikki Harris under control. Both Armistead here and Pooley have been named in the Olympic team, but Sharon Laws has not, and she's extremely bitter about that. She's got no qualms with her teammates being in, but she does feel she's done enough also to qualify for the Olympics. She did ride back in 2008, and that was the year that British Cycling recognised Sharon Laws after she had finished 2nd in the Australian Open Road Race Championships in Ballarat in Victoria in Australia back in the January of that year. Since then, she's become a full-on international for Great Britain, and now she's about to win her first British national title. She is well clear of the field. This is an emphatic, why didn't you name me for the Olympic Games? Because she's beaten everybody in the team on this day. Victory for Sharon Laws, and the breakaway has been out front since the second mile of the day. So that means they've been out front for 64 miles. The teammate sprint this is. Emma Pooley gives best here to last year's champion Lizzie Armistead, who takes the silver medal this time out, and Pooley comes over in third. Well, that is a very emphatic 1, 2, 3 for the Dutch team riders. And a great ride, but the odds are 3-1 against means that Nikki Harris takes 4th place today, but nonetheless, a great performance for her. But if there is a hero of the day, then I suspect it is Sarah Story, because she's going to come in and take that 5th place finish. She was on her own the whole race. She got within 8 seconds of the leaders, and then she fell back, but she still stayed away from the field to come home a gallant 5th. And in the sprint of best of the rest, just 6 riders staying clear, and Nicole Cook, who will in 3 or 4 weeks' time be the defending Olympic champion, crossing the line in 6th place. She's won this title, by the way, 10 times.
To take 6th place on the line, ahead of just in 7th place, number 45.
When you made your move, was that pre-planned or was that spontaneous and you just thought it's got to be now?
No, it was spontaneous. I actually went on. Lizzie slipped, so I was a bit far back, and I just saw that was the opportunity to attack from the back, and I put the bike in the big gear, and yeah, just went for it. So
it just all split apart the first time up the climb. The attack went in by Emma Pooley, and yeah, it just blew the race apart. You know, I knew that was likely to happen on a circuit like this. But I just had an absolutely awful day and couldn't respond and wasn't in that front group.
You were just on a yo-yo all day, weren't you?
Yeah, I was on the rivet and I was closing, and then Emma attacked. So, you know, they were obviously sat up a little bit of cat and mouse. That's what happens in lead groups. I kind of expected that. I was just trying to hold my power. You know, thank goodness that worked all day. And just trying to make sure that I stayed within myself in case that did happen. But always kind of like, come on, come back to me, come back to me. But, oh God, it's amazing. Amazingly badly painful.
To everyone here, to British cycling fans, you've made a statement today, haven't you?
I think I've shown I'm one of the strongest riders, but I understand the decision for the selection is based on the race scenario that they want to follow, and I can't argue with that. But yeah, I'm obviously hugely disappointed. I think I've really shown my strength. This is the best season I've ever had. Going to the Olympics was a big dream for me, so yeah.
It's a consolation, but do you feel a bit aggrieved?
Obviously I'm really disappointed. That was my big goal my biggest goal, so.
But this'll do.
I'm not sure it'll do, but it helps.
A brilliant ride followed by some world-class diplomacy from Sharon Laws. She took the title ahead of her teammates Lizzie Armistead and Emma Pooley. Nikki Harris did well to stay with them as long as she did. Sarah Story got the True Grit Award for her phenomenal solo ride behind the brake. And Nicole Cook led home the rest of the finishers, 2 places ahead of Katie Colclough, who was the top-placed under-23 rider. And as it happens, this year's podium is also the list of winners 2010 to 2012. Sharon Laws succeeding her teammate Lizzie Armistead, who succeeded her teammate Emma Pooley. And with Katie Colclough winning the under-23 race, that means both women's titles went to the 2 women who missed the cut for the Olympic road race. Penny Rosen got silver in the under-23 category and Annabelle Simpson bronze.